I'll be taking you on Lambda function. All right. So, of course, when do you use Lambda function? What are the limitations? You should also be able to write a Lambda function at the end of this video. Lambda function is defined by IBM as anonymous function. So such that it does not use the def function. That's the difference, where you just write a single line of code. And when do you use this? It's used when you want to write a simple function. And the limitation is that you can't use it for multi-line or complex logic. So the syntax for Lambda function is simply arguments and expression. So let's see how that is in the environment. Okay, so now assuming we want to write a Lambda function, so we can simply say, unlike the typical function in Excel, you can say Lambda. When you call your Lambda, you can say X. Okay, let's put two arguments. So these two arguments, what do we want to do with it? We want it to perform an add function. Okay, an add function. So I have to put this in a variable because that's the only way I'll be able to call this function. So at this point, so when I print this and I supply the values in it, I say 3, 5, that should give us 8 most likely, and that is 8. So having that now, we can as well also, use the map function. Okay, we have the map function, for example, now. So let's copy the number here. So using the map function, the map and the filter function. So assuming this is the list of number that we want to. So using the map, for example, now, so we want to map this list of numbers to be able to perform a task. So let me call my Lambda. So Lambda, I put one argument. What do I have? I have X to power of 2. So by the time I do that, I can put this in a variable called add equals to. Now, because I want to use map, I use map and I put this in a parenthesis. Of course, it takes two arguments. The first argument is your Lambda argument. The next argument is the number that you want to map. So at this point, so what do? We print the add, and when you print the add, it's already, so from there now, what happens when I print this, it's not going to print the number, it's going to just give us the type and the memory address. So what do I need to do here? Because this is a lazy map and filter, they are known as lazy iterator. So what do I need to do? I do a conversion of list, convert this into a list such that it will force it to do the conversion. All right. So when I print this now, there you can have the numbers displayed there. So if I also want to do the filter function, okay, the filter function, okay, so the filter function the same way. If I say lambda, and you have your argument, one argument, and what do you want to do with this argument? You want this argument to be able to give you even numbers. Remember, even numbers, a modulus of even numbers divided by 2 will give you 0. Okay, so if it gives you 0, so let me put this again in a variable such that I'll be able to call it. So I call it even underscore num equals to, all right, so that becomes the filter. So having the filter, you put this in the quotation, two arguments. The other argument is the number that has been declared, the num1. Okay, so by the time you filter that, you should be able to have, of course, you have to convert it to a list because they are lazy iterator. So by the time you do this conversion, you'll be able to see your results. So what do I say? Print. What do? Print this even num, and we should be able to have values. So what do we see here? You can see the even numbers are printed out.